Now let's proceed with question number 39. It states here that a bucket is in form of a frustum of a cone of height 30 cm with radii of its lower and upper ends as 10 cm and 20 cm respectively. Find the capacity of the bucket. Also find the cost of milk which can completely fill the bucket at the rate of rupees 40 per litre, where we have to use pi as 22/7. So this is a question related to frustum, where height of the frustum is clearly given as 30 cm and radii of its lower and upper end are provided as 10 and 20 cm respectively. So very first you need to draw here the diagram of the frustum and label the measurements. So as in this question, very first we need to figure out the volume of this frustum. So you should be aware with the formula of the volume of the frustum, that is 1/3 pi h into r1 square plus r2 square plus r1 into r2. Here r1 is 20 cm, r2 is 10 cm while h is 30. On substituting all these values and considering pi as 22/7, we are getting these values. You can clearly see h is 30, square of 20 gives me 400, square of 10 gives me 100, 20 into 10 is 200. So it simplifies to the value 700. 7 reduces 700 100 times. So here you will clearly find 7 reduces 700 100 times and 3 reduces 30 10 times. So on taking product, this reduces to the value 22,000 centimeter cube. As we have to represent our answer in terms of litre, because cost of milk needs to be determined, which is rupees 40 per litre. And you know that 1000 cc, that is 1000 centimeter cube, is equal to 1 litre. So the whole capacity of this frustum of cone is 22 litres. Further, I also need to obtain here the cost of milk, which is rupees 40 per litre, as the capacity is 22 litres. So the cost of milk that will be required to completely fill this frustum shaped bucket will be 880 rupees. So this is the required answer for this question. So here the capacity of the container is 22 litres. Moreover, the cost of the milk is 880. So here we have obtained the required answer, and this was a 4-marker question. For drawing this diagram and mentioning the dimensions, you will get here 1 mark. For writing the correct formula, you get here another 1 mark, and substituting and solving this and obtaining the correct volume, you get here another 1 mark. And finally, obtaining the right cost of the milk, which is rupees 880, you get rest 1 mark. That gives you total 4 marks for this question. Now let's proceed to question number 40. Here we have question number 40, which contains 2 options. Here we have a question related to ogive, and in its other choice we have a question related to median. So let's proceed with the first choice. Here in this choice it has been stated that the following table gives the production yield per hectare in quintals of wheat of 100 farms of a village. So you can clearly see in this table we have the data of the production yield per hectare, where the classes have the class interval like 40 to 45, 45 to 50, 50 to 55, so on till 65 to 70. And the respective number of farms having these production yield per hectare are 4, 6, 16, 20, 30 and 24 respectively. Next, it states change this whole distribution to a more than type distribution and draw its ogive. So there are 2 questions involved here. Firstly, we need to construct a more than type frequency distribution table, and on basis of that we will be constructing a more than type ogive. So what is required for constructing a more than type frequency distribution table? You need lower limits and you need the cumulative frequency with respect to that. So very first we consider here the production yield per hectare as given in this question and respective number of farms. So as we need to mention here production yield more than per hectare, for which more than per hectare will be 40. So what is the total number of farms which are having the production yield more than 40 per hectare? All these farms are having the production yield more than 40 per hectare. So sum total of all of these will be considered, where the sum total is equal to 100. Next, production yield more than 45 per hectare. From that, this 40 to 45, that is these 4 farms will be excluded. So from 100 you need to subtract 4, which gives you here 96. Further, we are considering production yield more than 50 per hectare, and in that case 4 and 6, these both will be excluded. because 4 and 6, these farms are having the production yield from 40 to 45 and 45 to 50. But here we need to consider production yield more than 50 per hectare. So, from 96 when you subtract 6, you result here 90. Next, production yield more than 55 per hectare. From that I need to subtract 16, which gives me here 74. After that, I need here production yield more than 60 per hectare. So, again 20 needs to be subtracted, which gives me here 54. Further, production yield more than 65 per hectare. So, that gives me here 54 minus 30, 24. So, this is the respective cumulative frequency. So, we have obtained here more than type frequency distribution table. But this doesn't end here. Next, we need the points which needs to be plotted for making an ogive. So, to obtain more than type ogive, we need to join those points whose x coordinates will be these lower limits and y coordinates will be respective cumulative frequency. So, here point A will be having the coordinate 40, 100. Point B will have the coordinate 45, 96. Point C will have the coordinate 50, 90. And here point D will have the coordinate 55, 74. Similarly, we have here point E having the coordinate 60, 54, and I have here point F having the coordinate 65, 24. So, let's consider all these points and plot these points on the Cartesian plane, where on the x-axis I will be representing these lower limits and on y-axis I will be representing the respective cumulative frequency. That means on x-axis you will be representing production yield per hectare and on y-axis you will be representing the number of farms. So, here on plotting all these points you will be definitely getting here this ogive. So, here you can see I have these points, point A, B, C, D, E and F, where I have drawn this kink. Why we have drawn this kink? Because these are not continuous. Here we are having the class size of 5. So, each and every division on the x-axis is of 5 units, and here from directly 0, this is starting from 40. So, we have put a kink here. And here on y-axis it represents the number of farms. So, basically here this is cumulative frequency, which is more than type ogive. So, on plotting all these points and joining them by a freehand curve, you will get the required more than type ogive. Now, let me tell you the marks distribution for this question. Here, on constructing the required more than type frequency distribution table, you will get here 1.5 marks for this question. Next, for obtaining all these points, you will get another 1 mark for this question. After that, when you will be plotting all these points to get the required more than type ogive. So, here after obtaining more than type ogive, you will get rest 1.5 marks for this question. So, this gives you total 4 marks for this question. Now, let's move to the second option of the question number 40. In this option, we are talking about median. It states the median of the following data is 525. Find the values of x and y if total frequency is 100. You can clearly see in this data we are talking about these continuous classes like 0 to 100, 100 to 200, so on, which represents respective frequencies as 25x, 12, 17, 20, y, 9, 7 and 4, where there are 2 missing frequencies x and y. These values are not known to us. We need to obtain values of x and y. Here we are provided with 2 conditions. First, the total of all the frequencies is 100 and the median is 525. So, very first, in order to obtain the median, you need here cumulative frequency for each and every respective class. So, here we have the frequency. How do we obtain the cumulative frequency? You add the frequency of a class with the frequency of its preceding classes. So, here in this class we have frequency as 2. There is no preceding class, so its cumulative frequency will be 2 itself. The cumulative frequency of this class having class interval 100 200 will be 5 plus 2, 7. For next one, it will be 7 plus x. Then 7 plus x plus 12, it will be 19 plus x. Further, 19 plus x plus 17, it will be 36 plus x. So what we are doing? We are obtaining the cumulative frequency of a class by adding up the frequency of that very class with the frequency of preceding classes. Next I get 36 plus x plus 20 as 56 plus x. Next I get y plus 56 plus x as 56 plus x plus y. Then further 9 is added to it to get here 65 plus x plus y, and after that 7 is added to it to get here 72 plus x plus y. And the cumulative frequency of the last class is 4 plus 72 plus x plus y, resulting 76 plus x plus y. So basically what happens, the cumulative frequency of the last class represents sum total of all the frequencies of the respective classes, right? So here this is equal to the total of all the frequencies, and we are already aware with the total of all the frequencies, it is given 100 in this question. So here on basis of this, you can definitely generate a new equation. Here as n is 100, 76 plus x plus y can be equated to 100 to generate here the first equation, that is x plus y equal to 24. So we are obtaining here the first relationship between x and y, that is x plus y equal to 24. The next condition that is given in this question is about the median. Before that, I want you to observe the value of n. Value of n is 100, and that means n by 2 will be equal to 50. The median class can be obtained with the help of that. You should remember that median is also given here. Median is equal to 525. So what is the median class? Median always lies in the median class. So here 525 lies in this class from 500 to 600. So this is your required median class. So here I could definitely state that this is the median class, 500 to 600, and here 500 is the lower limit of the median class. To obtain the median, we need lower limit of the median class, and we need frequency of the median class, which is 20. And we need the cumulative frequency of the class preceding median class, which is 36 plus x. And we need here class size, which is uniform class size of 100 in this case. When you have clearly obtained all these values, here you can definitely mention all these values. Median is 525, median class is clearly 500 to 600, lower limit of median class is 500, class size is 100, frequency of median class is 20, cumulative frequency of class preceding median class is 36 plus x. So this is the very important formula to obtain median, that is L plus n by 2 minus Cf whole upon f whole into h, where n is the total of all frequency, that is 100. So we will be substituting all these values here, and when you will be substituting all these values, it will help you out to generate a new equation. You can observe here, after substituting all these values, this is reducing to this very simple equation where it could be further reduced by 5 on both the sides, and it gives you here the value of x, which is coming out as 9. In equation number 1, we had obtained a relationship that x plus y is equal to 24, and here I am obtaining the value of x as 9. If the value of x is 9, that clearly helps me out to get the value of y. From equation 1, x plus y is 24, so substituting x as 9 gives me 9 plus y as 24, resulting the value of y as 15. So here we get the required value of y equal to 15. So in this manner, you have obtained the value of required quantities x and y, where x is 9, y is 15. So this was a 4-marker question, and in this question, when you obtained the cumulative frequency of the respective classes, till this step you will get complete 1 mark, and after that for obtaining equation 1 in terms of x and y, you will obtain another half mark. Further, when you write here the exact values of the important quantities like L, H, F and CF, in this step you will obtain half mark. Further, for writing the correct formula of the median, you will get another half mark, and then for substituting the right values in this step, you will get another half mark. Next, for obtaining the exact value of x as 9, you will get half mark, and finally for obtaining the right value of y as 15, you get another half mark, which gives you total 4 marks for this question. So here we come to an end to the discussion of Mathematics Standard Set 1 paper. इस साल मैथमेटिक्स के 2 पेपर थे, बेसिक और स्टैंडर्ड. Basic paper was quite easy, and comparatively, standard paper was on the lengthier side. But the difficulty level was as expected as the previous trends. I hope you will be doing great in your exam. All the very best for your exam results. Thank you for watching.